This is 1 Corinthians 3 and 10. It says, well, I'm going to start at 9. For we are laborers together with Yahweh. Ye are Yahweh's husbandry. Ye are Yahweh's building. So the Lord don't dwell in temple made with man's hands, all right? And that's in Acts 7:48. It says that verbatim. The Lord don't dwell in temple made with man's hands. So these churches is off. They teaching lies anyway, all right? And it says, verse 10, according to the grace of Yahweh, I'm going to read verbatim, the grace of God, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. All right, so no man can come here and just build upon our foundation without getting, sharply rebuke, you know what I'm saying, through the Spirit. And also, it said, take heed how every man buildeth thereon, because, well, it's going to expound on it a bit more. It says, verse 11, for other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which Yahweh Shah Mashiach laid. So it says, now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. So depending on how they come upon us, you know what I'm saying, and what spirit, they're going to be judged according to their works. Like it said in the scriptures that both the just and the unjust shall stand before the judgment of Yahweh Shemiah Shah, man. So at the end of the day, if they was to come upon us, come build on Turk, say they come scoffing, they gotta, they basically trying to lay, you say bullshit, you know what I'm saying, we trying to lay down that good gold, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, take heed to how you lay that foundation, basically. We trying to lay down that good, say precious stones, like the scripture said, not no bullshit, you know what I'm saying, trying to pass it off as being good. So long story short, you're gonna be judged according to your works. And we ain't out here, like I said, to build up another man's foundation. So I just hope that you received that little bit that I was right there. It's kind of like meat for real, but yeah, it's pretty straight to the point though. I mean, like I said, it said it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is, and that's the tribulations too. That's spoken of in 1 Peter as well, from the 4th chapter, that you're gonna be basically tried as a fire, in the fire of adversity, furnace of affliction and whatnot. So as you out here laboring, many people won't come out when it's like raining, you know what I'm saying, or when it's cold outside, and that's a way of you being tried as well. You know what I'm saying? To live more for the spirit than for the flesh. So to make yourself a living sacrifice out there too, that'll show their true colors. You know what I'm saying? The fact that the Jehovah's Witnesses only come out when it's spring and summer, but they don't come out when it's brick cold. You know what I'm saying? But we don't mind throwing on some overalls and getting out here and still doing the Lord's work, because we know it's the Lord's work and not of ourselves. So at the end of the day, that'll be that goal. That'll be that temptation, that fiery trial that they have to go through, that they probably won't withstand. You know what I'm saying? They're caved in. But you gotta go.
Oh, this is good, man. It's Acts 7. I'm gonna start at 48. It says, howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet.
Right. So basically, and that's talking about King Solomon, by the way. Long story short, King Solomon built the temple to the Lord, the first one. And long story short, it was for our sake that if we all was to come together and pray to the east, the Lord would save us out of this captivity. And it speaks on that in the book, I believe it's Chronicles, that expound a little bit more, that the heavens of heavens cannot contain thee. And King Solomon knew that. He was wiser than all the other people. He knew that. He built it just as an altar. You know what I'm saying? He decked it out, all the gold, you know what I'm saying, the finest wood and whatnot. But he knew the Lord wasn't going to dwell in something in which he said the earth, in the next verse, is his footstool.
It says, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. Yeah. What house will ye build me? That's saith right. The Lord. Or what is the place of my rest?
Right. So long story short, the earth is his footstool. It ain't nothing here that you could build and offer to the Lord, really, that, you know what I'm saying, he ain't already hit to,
Yeah, that's like
go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, it says, verse 50, it says, have not my hand made all these things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like the brother was saying, like, because that the temple that Solomon built was immaculate, man. Like, when you read it and you see all the things that he had in it, man, he went, sent them to get the finest woods, man, all that shit, man. Gold, precious stones. And the Most High, like he said, man, you can't, the heavens of heavens can't hold me, man. So it's nothing, it's nothing on earth that we could build the Most High that he's just gonna be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It's just be obedient. That's the thing he wants you to do.
This 2 Chronicles 2, and I'm going to start at 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of Yahweh my God, or my power. to dedicate it to him and to burn before him sweet incense, and for the continual shewbread, and for the burnt offerings morning and evening, on the Sabbaths and on the new moons, and on the solemn feasts of the Lord our power. This is an ordinance forever to Israel. All right, and that was King Solomon, by the way, saying that in which he built it for. So it's basically an altar. And it says, verse 5, and the house which I build is great, for great is our power above all gods. But who is able to build him an house, seeing the heaven and heavens of heavens cannot contain him? Who am I then that I should build him an house, save only to burn sacrifice before him? Send me now, therefore, a man. Well, that's basically the point, you know, that the heavens of heaven can't contain the Lord, and King Solomon was wiser than all the other men before him. He understood that, and so it was basically a decked out ass altar, you know, that he built, and it was supposed to be for our benefit, that if we in captivity like now, and we all pray to the east, he will, you know what I'm saying, think upon that and save us out of this hell.
Yeah, so how much more them these churches now, you know what I'm saying? If Solomon built this immaculate temple, you know what I'm saying? How much more these churches, man, that's full of adultery and all that shit, man? Most High Spirit ain't dwelling in that shit. And the more, like, you know, because sometimes I just search random shit on YouTube, and I just search black people in church. That shit is the club now, man. All them niggas do is dance, man. Bitches be all dressed all in tight clothing, man. It's just where you go. If you couldn't get a female at Saturday at the club, you go to church, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why that nigga said that in Boys in the Hood. He was like, where you think is the best place to get girls, man? And they were saying all that shit. Yeah, and the nigga ended up saying church. Church. That's where all the freaks at, man. You know what I'm saying? It just be a whole bunch of hoes in church. You know what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of hoes in there, man. They tired of dealing with niggas in the street. So it's the same thing, because niggas go to church like, I'm going to give me a good girl. And then bitches go to church like, I'm going to give me a man of the Lord. You know, both of y'all niggas wicked, man. You know what I'm saying? That church shit is off, man.
That's the spirit, though, because long story short, you know what I'm saying? That's a head-on scripture that basically, once you hear it, you should know, like, damn, any temple that's out here is off. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord don't dwell in a temple made with man's hands, and you got a mosque, you got a church, you got a kingdom hall.
So what is this?
Yeah, so that means all of them is off. You know, that should be enough for you to stop going and being in it.
This is Jeremiah 7:4. It says, trust you not in lying words, saying, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord, the temple of the Lord are these. So you can't believe all these goddamn pastors just because they got a church, a nice suit and shit like that. It don't mean they about the Lord's business that the Lord appointed them. He got men that he set up. The real man of the Lord be out on the highways and byways conducting business. In the gates of the city, they say he was known by the elders. This is Proverbs 8:1. Who if not wisdom pride and understanding give up her voice? She standeth at the top of the high places, by the way of the places of the path. So right now we're in the high places, we're in the middle of the city, so far downtown, in the places of the path where everybody walking by, like the main place of concourse where business is being conducted, everybody shopping, everybody coming in out the city, going to both sides of the city, get to the side of the city from here. So that's what we got.
That was it. It says, Proverbs 1:20, wisdom crieth out, she uttered her voice in the streets.
Yes, so wisdom crieth out, she uttered her voice in the streets. Like he said, he commanded them go into highways and byways to compel his servants to come in, that's how to make it full. We out here begging people to the marriage right now. In church, they not doing that shit. You be doing that comfortable club type moment, so where you just want to dance and shit and look at some ass concerts.
It says, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates.
Yes, the chief place of concourse. This is where a lot of shopping, bars and shit. You got a hotel, you got banks surrounding us, clubs and shit, club area over here. It's the main place of concourse.
not the gas station at 11 o'clock at night.
Not in front of CVS.
Y'all got something?
No, go ahead.
This is Job chapter 12, verse 4. I am as one mock of his neighbor who calleth upon Yahweh, and he answereth him. The just upright man is laughed to scorn. You know? So if we was even to go to these churches and speak to them, they'd laugh us to scorn, saying, "Oh, y'all just madmen. Y'all got nothing but pure hatred." Everything that we'll say, they'll trample down. You can back it with a scripture, they're just not going to see because their ears are heavy that they cannot hear, man. It's not meant for them to receive, so it'll be like a waste of breath, a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? For you being in it.
Break it down perfectly. Yeah, still not gonna get her understanding.
That's why I don't even talk to niggas about the Bible, man. I don't want to say, man, I don't talk shit.
Try to keep it a secret.
I guarantee you, she can't learn shit today.
That's a Bible you holding, man?
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a Bible.
It's never been used.
No, we dealt with her before.
It's never been used.
I still got the wheels on that multi-ball. The Lord said He gonna take it away. He gonna take away the twinkling feet, and He gonna take away the children, the suits of the girl, the pants, all that shit, the bonnets they wear.
You women gonna catch a bad one, man. Like the brother said, get cleavage out. Like, come on, hey, in that day, y'all gonna be getting raped like crazy, man.
That's what I was thinking.
And the prophecy is actually in there. What it say about the women, how they gonna get ravished?
Cause the Lord,
you got
the Lord got a spirit on some of these dudes out here where they can't really get a woman to lay with them like that. Why you think the Lord make men like that?
Yeah.
For that day, man. Cause it's gonna be, he might be a 30-year-old, 40-year-old virgin. He gonna be, man, he gonna be having a field day on you goddamn women, man. Rough. They ain't gonna be though, cause they think they get raped by Denzel Washington. Look at that.
Yeah, yo.
That's gonna be like homeless people, niggas with dreads and gold teeth and shit.
Hey, you know, really, women they not really scared about getting raped. They scared about getting raped by a certain dudes. Like, say it was a nigga that looked like it was a dude that went to jail. He had like blue eyes and all that shit. And he got like a million
he was like
likes.
a terrorist type dude.
I don't know, but he went to jail. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Man, it was hella comments. There was women saying, "Oh, he can rape me anytime," or something like that. So the notion of a woman getting raped, that don't really bug them out as if it's a nigga that they don't really like. Or say if it's a nigga that look like Chris Brown and rape him, they don't give a fuck.
Like the Venezuela president, he joked about it recently, like literally like 2-3 days ago, about his soldiers could rape the women and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And he was making like a joke, and he got a lot of backlash about it. But we know that that's gonna come to fruition because of the simple fact that that's what they doing overseas. So the same thing, but double's gonna happen to you people that's out here shaking y'all ass.
Hey, Salakia, but even on a smaller note, like, this how you know them women don't care about getting raped. When you with your woman and you want to smash her and shit, and she might be sitting on the couch, but you take her clothes off anyway, and she like, stop, but you do it anyway. You basically raped her, bro.
Yeah,
it's just she was with it, man. That's why I can't understand why them niggas don't get the rape law, man. She was she was with it, so that you didn't rape her, man. I mean, you did, but you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, but when you go into the etymology of the word rape, it means to take hold on.
Yeah.
And bitches like that shit.
Man.
You can be drunk as fuck. They don't give a fuck, man. You can just grab a bitch up. She might look at you, but then she's like, oh.
Yeah, she try to act. It's just like I ain't gonna keep getting to the whip too much, but it's just like when your girl sleep on her back and shit, and you pulling her panties, and she always do something to like let you fucking pull them all the way down, acting like she was asleep and shit. I just love getting that shit taken from them.
I got a scripture though. I got a scripture, man. Like, this going back to what we were talking about, like basically, like I said, like the pastors and churches and shit.
You know too though that they defense is their cry. And niggas talking about your scream. So if they not really putting out that scream, which is their defense, obviously you at odds with it. I mean, you at agreement with it.
Yeah, because they actually did say that, like, say when like if she screams to where everybody can hear it, then basically,
That's simple.
No, you good. I'm about to say, just going back to what y'all was talking about though. Jeremiah 23 verse 22. No, it's like I'm starting 21. It said, "I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied."
That's the prophets in the churches and even you other camps out there, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High ain't saying nothing to these prophets in the churches. You can tell by how they preach, man. Tawab, Thumb Yah has sent me this video. He ain't sent it to me. He told me about it with the pastor was fingering the girl. And you seen that shit? What the fuck? How's that edifying,
Yeah.
man? And then all the women in there, you know, going all crazy and shit over it, man. You know what I'm saying? Even Nate and them niggas talking all that shit that's outside of the doctrine. You out here telling people that you don't have to know the Lord's name, man. Telling them shit like that. So these are the clues that if you got the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai on you, gonna see on these people, man. I ain't preaching nothing, man. But love.
Talk about you ain't supposed to bring that sister naked before the other sister to vex her. So like that whole naked in front of another woman, that was off in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then he over here teaching a lesson about orgasm. What the hell that got to do with salvation?
And who was that?
That's what he
That was
was
probably
into,
somebody's
man.
wife. Was that his wife? I ain't gonna put forth witness on it. But was that his wife or somebody in the church wife?
Yeah.
These niggas is wicked, man. But it's been the same. It's been like that though. Like brother said earlier, ain't nothing new under the sun. It's been like that, man. In every kingdom.
A little more. Verse 22, it say, but if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from their evil doings.
Right. So if you was really a man of the Lord, you'd be converting people to follow the Lord's statutes and commandments to the best of their ability, man.
Straight up.
But them niggas in the church, they just tell. It's basically you can do whatever you want to do as long as you Jesus, you know, Jesus shit. As long as you call on Jesus, you know what I'm saying? But that's why the Most High said that. If these was really my men, they would be turning people away from their shit, man. They would be gathering fruit, man. Like I remember I had met this brother on the internet, man. You know what I'm saying? On a unicorn and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was talking about. Was you gotta stop doing this and stop doing that. I was admitting shit to him. You know what I'm saying? I was doing this, that, and the third. He like, man, you gotta put that shit away, man. That's how you know the spirit was on him, man. Cause he had just met me. He wasn't like, no, well, brother, you just try your hardest. He like, no, you gotta stop doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Got one more.
Daniel 12 verse 3, it says, and they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever.
Yeah, those that turn many to righteousness, man.
Yeah.
All right, starting with the apostles and elders at Great Millstone, man. I mean, look how many people that they put on the path of righteousness.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?